Hi guys, it's Astrid and you're watching the Trilogy channel. Today I've got you in my kitchen in my cutie little coffee corner over here where I'm going to show you my everyday coffee recipe, and also I was going to share how insanely cheap it is basically to make coffee at home. Now we all know this, right? And like this is something that is said when you're in a no buy, is like skip your Starbucks, don't go to Dunkin', don't go to coffee shops, make your own coffee at home, right? Like that's so like basic of me to say that, right? But today I'm going to give you an exact breakdown of the cost per ingredient that I use in my coffee. This is my everyday coffee go-to, and if you are looking to spice up what you usually do for your coffee, if you're a plain coffee like cream and sugar drinker, maybe this is the way to go for you. First things first, we have to make the actual coffee. My coffee pot is a Ninja. It was a gift from our wedding, and I drink decaf coffee. I actually have the great value from Walmart in this big old tub, which this really is, it's a big tub. It's almost 2 pounds, 25.9 ounces. And I did the research, okay? I looked it up. This cost $7.78. I also have this classic roast. I think that I got this from Aldi. It was similar in price, if it was not exactly the same. But yeah, so you could do this with this or this. They also have a great value version of this. I just technically don't have it. I thought I did because they're so similar. I actually thought this was the great value one, but it's not. I'm a weirdo. I don't fit in, and I don't want to fit in anyways. I've never even watched Riverdale. I just love that line so much. I don't drink regular coffee. If you guys have been around, you know I turn into a chatterbox. I'm already a yapper, so we got to be careful, and it will mess up my sleep. So I have this big old thing of decaf. But if you ever come over to my house, I do in fact have actual coffee if you need to pick me up. As I was saying, $7.78 for this, give or take some tax and give or take for your area. But for me personally, this cost me $7.78, and I can make a cup of coffee, like each measured cup, for about 3 cents. For those of you who aren't aware, because I had never made coffee outside of a Keurig. This is so sad. But yeah, this comes with this, because I went to go buy one when we first moved in and I was setting it up, and then I opened up the box and realized that it actually had it in there already. This sits in here, the coffee filter that's reusable goes in there, so I also don't pay for a coffee filter because I have a reusable one. The Ninja instructions, this clips onto the side over there. One of these, coffee on my fingers, it's not dirt. 1 scoop of this is equivalent to about 1 cup of coffee. This is a brand new canister. Smells good. I have a little bit of decaf coffee left over in there that I'm actually probably going to use because it's already chilled, because I drink iced coffee. But I'm going to go ahead and start making the next batch for my next iced coffee, so I figured I'd just show you how I go about that. So I'm going to do 10 scoops. And then we need to add 10 cups of water. That's about even. And we're just going to put the lid back on and clip her into place. Since I do iced coffee, do not hit the stay warm button. So I just clicked brew. I have mine selected on the setting for rich, and then I click off the stay warm part because I want it to be able to be chilled so I can have iced coffee. Now I'm going to take my very under consumption Girly thing, which is my one singular Starbucks cup. I love this cup. I love this cup. I love this cup so much. My husband got it for me, and I wish I could I mean, I've probably used it at least 20 times, maybe 30 times since he got it for me, because this was like an end of year sale, you know, for Starbucks. So it was like at a great discount, and he was worried I wouldn't get my money's worth out of it. I think I already have, but I will continue to. Until this thing disintegrates, it will be me and this cup Like I said, I already have some here ready to go. I'm gonna shake it up because it will start to settle a little bit, but this, again, homemade iced coffee, which they will try to, I mean, cold brew, it's not a cold brew, but it is still iced so that it doesn't just melt all of your ice and make it all watered down and gross. We're going to measure out just about 1 cup, maybe a little more. So technically, this might throw off your numbers if you are trying to be uber like specific. My 1/2 cup, which I usually use, is in the wash, so we're using a 1/4 cup. So we're going to measure out 4 of these. This is totally unnecessary, but I've been adding a tiny bit more coffee to mine, not because it's not strong enough, but just to make it go a little bit further. So I have a few more sips in there when I drink my coffee. We're up to 3 cents. Okay, now on to some monk fruit. This is my monk fruit. This is the one that I don't technically have a exact measurement for. I'm calling it 2 cents-ish. It might not even be that, honestly, because this is 16 ounces, 1 pound, and I use this not even always. Sometimes I don't even use this if I'm in a hurry, but I do a little bit because it's technically 0 calories, just like the coffee. So I just like to get a little bit of extra sweetness. I think I paid about $10 for this bag. I tried to look for it again on Walmart, but I couldn't find this exact one. Maybe they changed the packaging. So this is a 1/8 teaspoon, just a 1/8. So I do technically, I guess, what, 3/8? Either 2, 3/8, but it's like literally just a taste. It looks like a lot because I just did 3 scoops, but it's really not. And then we have the piece de resistance, this peppermint syrup. As you can see, I have like nothing left. I'm actually so sad. I need to get another one, and I might be able to make my margins a little bit better actually per cup, because I'm gonna invest in a big size like this one. This I've had for forever, and I'm actually not really into the whole caramel sauce as much anymore. I'm more into peppermint, and so I have the little one, but I'd like to get a bigger one. This is by far the most expensive ingredient because it's all the flavor pretty much. This is what makes what we're making like a dupe of a Starbucks iced peppermint coffee, however you want to say that combination. I'm just going to use 1 tablespoon of this syrup, and I did the math. This cost me $4.92 for the bottle. And there are 12 servings, which a serving is 2 tablespoons, which means there are 24 tablespoons in here, which means that each tablespoon is 21 cents. I mean, that's probably what, 1 tablespoon that's even left in there. I really need to get more syrup, but I'm totally like already spent all my budget this week, and I'm actually having some extra expenses because I got invited to a Galentine's event, which I'm supposed to make something for, and then I'm just gonna stir this now. And then I'm also supposed to, we have our thing on Friday night where we meet with other young married couples, and I'm supposed to make a dip of some kind to bring, and I don't know what I'm bringing. So I stir that before adding the last 2 ingredients because I'm trying to get the monk fruit kind of to dissolve is really the biggest thing. I've got a gallon of milk. Obviously this will differ in price depending on if you are an almond milk drinker or oat milk drinker or something like this, but this is whole milk because I am trying to give my body some calcium, and this is the Great Value whole milk, and it rang me up for $2.72 for this whole gallon. A serving is 1 cup, and there are 16 cups in this gallon. I use 1/2 cup of milk in my coffee. Therefore, there are 32 servings in this, which makes each serving, each 1/2 cup, 9 cents. Whisk it all together. I'm going to add about 3 ice cubes. I make my own ice cubes. Yeah, I'm something of a trad wife myself. I make my own ice cubes. This thing keeps it pretty well insulated, and so it takes like hours for those to melt. So if I drink my coffee fairly quickly, it doesn't even like melt into it, which I guess, you know, that could happen with a regular Starbucks cup too, but don't think too hard on it. 3 ice cubes. I just have to lower the first one so it doesn't splash me. There you go. That's my everyday coffee. Okay, so our total, if you've been keeping track, for this cup of coffee cost me about 35 cents. Yes, you heard that correctly. Which means that if you got this size, this is about a venti sized coffee, you could get one Starbucks coffee, or you could get 20 of these. Now that's if you, I mean, I guess because usually when I go to Starbucks, I get a caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino. That's like my go-to. And so that's like an, you know, $7, $8 drink. Now, I guess maybe it would be a little cheaper. It'd be like, what, $6 for this? So like still, that's like 15 of these. Whatever it is, obviously you can have way more of these than for one Starbucks. And I know you're paying for the convenience of Starbucks, but this is consistency. It's good, guys, it's good. If you wanted to recreate this and you have a coffee pot, obviously you'd have to buy a coffee pot if you don't, but if you were going to get a full pot, decaf or caffeinated, this syrup, a gallon of milk, and the monk fruit, your upfront cost would be about $26. And then after that though, like I said, you're looking at like 35-ish cents. And if you do a little bit more of any of these, that like ingredients, like one of them, that's still about what, 40 cents per coffee. And this coffee is only about 120 calories. So it is also much healthier, much better switch out for a lot of those really sugary Starbucks drinks. I didn't even realize how many extra calories and sugars were in like creamers and stuff, because a creamer, at least the ones I was drinking, is about 35 calories per tablespoon. Versus when you use milk, you get a little bit more of that milky consistency, that creaminess to it without using the really, really thick concentrated creamers. Not to say I don't use creamer, I definitely do. And I need to use my Italian sweet cream that I have in there before I really go out and buy any more peppermint syrup, honestly, for sure until next week if it's workable into the grocery budget. But this is my by far favorite coffee drink. Thanks guys so much for watching. I know that was probably way too long-winded of an explanation, but I did the math the other day and I figured I'd just share it with you guys because I like to crunch those random numbers and be like, how much do you cost? You know, and I needed to answer the question for myself. I've been thinking about maybe wanting to make a caramel ribbon crunch dupe for home for the channel. So let me know if you guys would want to see that at all. See you guys in the next one. Bye.